All right, we got Bill's 2000 Toyota Sienna back on the lift for the 18th million time. We're gonna do some rear drum brakes on this puppy. Step number one, get it up in the air, get it supported. You'll see he's pulling that drum. He's too old to be doing that, but he's doing it anyway. So there we go. The drum will just slide off once you have the tire off. You are most likely gonna have to whap it with like a dead blow hammer to get it loosened, to get it to slide off, but look at that bad boy. He gave it a couple taparooskies. How old are you now, Bill?
80.
80. And he got that off, so you can do it. But all right, we're gonna get in here. We're gonna go ahead and start replacing some things, and I will show you what to do along the way. Good time to point out, I will also have a link up here above and in the description below for a new set of brake shoes, hardware, and drums. So if you want to order that from Amazon, that really helps us out. Otherwise, you can get it at any local auto parts store. All right, here we go. We are disassembling. So step number one is to pull this top spring. Bill wants to do it himself, so that way he can show you an 80-year-old man can do this kind of thing. So anybody can. So he's gonna use the pliers to pull that spring out.
Cut.
You know what to get it?
Yeah, I don't think I can get it. Put it down in here.
Yeah, just fish it under and then hook it like on that lip down there. There you go. Just like that.
Okay,
Bam.
I got it off. Here it is.
All right, spring number one down. So now what you're gonna wanna do is you need to get one of these tools. I will have a link for that as well in the description. So you can press on these caps and you turn them. Let me show it real quick. You see that slot, how it's 90 to that slot? You're gonna press the spring down and spin it to where that slot lines up with that little nail head. It's quite a booger once they get rusty, but you can get it to spin kind of whichever way you want to go. There you go. Boom. Once you do that, you can kind of reach around the back side of the axle housing, press that with your thumb, and fish out the old nail like that. Now you're going to get all this stuff is going to come new in the hardware kit, so you don't have to worry about saving any of it. You never want to reuse the old springs in hardware. If you're going through this trouble, just replace it all. There we go. You got that one off of there. We'll push that through.
Did you push it out? Oh, there it is.
Bam! Green eggs and ham. Now, at this point, you can pull on these pads a little bit and take a little tension off of this lower spring down here. So you'll see it hooks in behind this lip. So if you pull it out, hold on, Bill. You can kind of like work it out and work it around that to take that tension off that spring and make it a little easier to get this lower spring out. Woo, just like that. So now, this pad, take note, is the one with the peg on it. Your phone's ringing.
Yeah, quit.
So we'll take this one, toss it over into the trash pile. Now this one, you need to flip it over, and you'll see this little holder clip here. So we need to hold this down and spread that clip to slide it off of the channel on this peg here. So you stick a flathead screwdriver in between those 2 points right there and just twist. But it may want to start twisting around it. On the other side, I ended up holding it with a pair of pliers to prevent it from spinning while I separated it.
It just spins.
Yeah, so now if you do this, oop, hold it with the end of them pliers there, squeeze real hard. No, not that way. Flip them over, Bill.
Yeah. You hold it.
Yeah. So if you come in and just hold it like that, you can prevent it from spinning while it separates. We got that. That should be separate enough. Just give it a whop.
Yeah, you got enough there.
Mm-hmm. Then you can come in the back side here, just pop it off. And it comes right out of there like that. Woo! Now, in the hardware kit, there will be a new one of those clips as well. So we will clean up this little plate here and then clean up everything in here. And then we're going to change this wheel cylinder and we'll start putting it back together. All right, so we are going to change the wheel cylinders on these as well. If you are not changing your wheel cylinders, you can skip this step and just skip ahead in the video. It'll be chaptered. But for these, we got on the back side here, whoop, we got one 8mm here, one 8mm on this side, and then a 10mm holding the brake line. So I'm going to crack these 8mm to get them loose. And then right there, we'll stop on these, we'll take the brake line off, and then we'll take them all the way out. Just like that. Here we are, 10mm wrench.
Stop and think, lefty loosey.
Did, yes. You're working backwards, sometimes it'll get you. And then keep in mind, if you change the wheel cylinders, you will need to bleed the brakes. This is a Texas van, so this stuff actually comes apart pretty easily. So if you're up north, get ready for a battle if you're doing this on a van this old. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get these two 8mm out, and then once they're all the way out, this thing literally will just come right forward. All right, so this one is a little stuck, so you can actually take it, both bolts are out and the line's off, so we'll just give it a whop with our pliers here. Voila! There's our wheel cylinder. Yay! All right, so now, before we put anything back together, we need to clean. If your wheel cylinder's on, that's totally fine. What I'm going to use is this wire brush here, because there is some gunk in here. And we are going to knock loose whatever we can. And then we're going to douse this puppy down with a can or so of brake cleaner. So let me just get in here and scrub. Scrape. And then I will pick up after we douse her down. All right, here it is. It is cleaned up to a point we were happy with. So now all of these little textured humps here actually make contact with the shoes. So he's going around and painting a little anti-seize on there. I don't know where he got that information, but synthetic brake grease is totally fine as well. And then you're just gonna go around and just make sure you get all of these little textured surfaces lubed up. This should help with some squealing and premature wear. And now we're ready to put the wheel cylinder in. So the new one, we just slide it through, line up the bolt holes with these little divots here where they come through. You use this Permatex anti-seize lubricant. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put the wheel cylinder in, 8mm. I'll put the torque spec up here, but it's not very much, probably like 10 Newton meters. I'll look it up here in a moment. And then screw your line back on and snug it up. All right, here we are. New wheel cylinder is installed. So we are ready to put this emergency brake cable back onto the new pad, which will be this guy right here. And if you remember, it goes in this bigger, wider lip that takes the adjuster that goes at the top. So we need to get this lined up and fish out our new clip. All right, so these clips go on way easier than they come off, especially when they're new. So you'll line it up with the channeled groove right there and just tap it in. I'm gonna use my needle nose pliers to do that, if I can. And you wanna make sure you get it seated all the way down.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Rotate it like that. So now that we're all the way seated, you'll take some needle noses, grab the end, and just squeeze to make sure this puppy ain't coming off of there. Oh,
where'd it go?
that clip broke. What a hunk of junk.
It broke?
Yeah, I'm looking at the end of it.
Shit. That means we gotta go to the store.
Yeah, it does.
They're not gonna sell us just that clip.
All right, we're gonna reuse the old clip is what we've decided now. So that'll go in like that. And the life is good, okay. So we'll take the clip, we'll put it in.
Can you
can't get
can you
anything
just take
nice.
the thing and just squeeze it like that?
What do you mean? I can put it on
Put
like
it,
this.
put it, yeah, put it on with the,
Yes,
yeah, like that. See if it'll go on like that.
it will.
Yeah,
Okay, now we'll squeeze these ones.
a little bit.
Well, it needs to be a good bit, Bill.
That's good.
Like that.
good.
That's voila.
Yeah.
See how that one flips? Don't panic, Bill. Don't panic.
I'm not panicking. I'm not panicking.
So now this side sits up there with that end in. The other side sits similar. So what we're going to do next, install some nails and some springs to hold these pads in their general vicinity. We got our cap and our spring already, just like that. So we will stick it into our tool. Just kind of get a pressure there. There we go. Now I'm holding the nail from the back side in twist, just like that. Order of events here, we learned on the other side, is quite important. So we are going to do on this side, this green spring first.
Very powerful.
Very strong string, or very strong spring, and it's a goes in a goofy way. Let me see the camera. So what you have to do is this end with the spring hooks on the outside through this hole like that, right? But this one has to go behind the parking brake cable and fish in the back side of that pad. So we're going to try this time to put this spring in here and then stretch it out and get this bottom spring in. I did this last time and it was an absolute nightmare. So we're gonna try and get this one in just like that. And now I'll pull the pad outwards and try and get under here and pull it with a pair of needle nose pliers or something and hook that end right there. Then we'll come back up and we'll do the top side. But this spring for sure has to go in first. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take this pin out. Let's see this. I'm gonna take this out,
Fish that on.
fish that on, and then put that on. And
Okay.
that's what's gonna be the tensioning factor, I think.
Okay.
Done about this. There.
Yeah, that's the easy way.
Okay, so now that's on there. So you want to make sure. Let me see the camera. So you want to make sure. Oh, sorry, that's your flashlight. That's not the camera. All right. So you'll see I got that fished in. It's still in its location over there. It's behind the brake line, and then you want to make sure you get it underneath this little tab here. That's how the bottom of the shoes ride right there. Now I'll put my nail back in, and then we're ready to go on the top side. All right, here we are. Nail and spring are back in. Springs on the bottom, everything's in position. So then what you want to do, which I just did off camera, is put your palm on the top of each side and compress the cylinders on the wheel cylinder all the way in to get the most space possible.
So you can get your brake drum back on.
Yeah. Now we're gonna get our adjuster out and get it all in position. You got your gobbledygook anti-seize?
Oh yeah.
So I do like to put a little bit of grease on the end of this peg here, just so it doesn't bind up. Tiny little dabbler. Boom. We'll put that in, roll it all around. Good to go. It's got a washer that goes in there. Wham, bam, thank you, man. When it goes in, this peg is the key to basically everything. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna slide this end in like this, get it down on its end. Oop. Should spit all the way over that whole assembly, and then you want this little castellated end out over there. So can you hold this one more time? Thank you. Awesome. So I gotta space it to where it'll go in like that. Boom.
One side of the fork.
Yep. All right. Then you take this little clip here. It will come in to this slot at the top and sit into that other little fork end that's available down there. And now the last, but not easiest part, this end of this spring here goes into your shoe in this little hole. Right, sorry, right over yonder, just like that. Now, we get to stretch this puppy. We get to stretch this guy and click it into this little tiny hole over here on that bracket that we just did. Just like that. Got it. Bam. And voila. Your drum brakes are on. Now, all that's left to do, put your drum on, spin it. You want to just make sure that you adjust it to where you hear a slight shh whenever you rotate it by hand. Ever so slightly. And once I get it adjusted, I'll try and show you what that means. To adjust it, if you've never done that, you can just reach in here with your finger and pull your adjuster tab or your lockout tab back and then spin that wheel with a flathead screwdriver in either direction. If you open it, that makes them tighter. If you narrow it, it makes them looser. All right, here we are, all adjusted out. So you'll hear just a tiny bit of rubbing. That is what you want. And once we bleed the brakes, it'll be a little bit more consistent once there's pressure on that wheel cylinder. But I'm gonna throw these tires on, get these brakes bled, and then see how they do. Come on. If that video helped you out, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you want to see more.